Greeting Marvel Future Fighters. I am a Star Creator. My name is Blaze. I've been playing this game for years. I love playing it, play it daily, grinding it constantly, and it's just loads of fun. And I've been fortunate enough to be a Star Creator, and I'm very grateful for that. It allows me to buy a lot of stuff and keep up with all the uniforms. One thing I typically do is just Twitch stream. I like streaming on Twitch and hanging out with multiple players and just jump in, chat in the chat, talk about the game, what we like about it, what we love about it, opinions, and different types of strategies. It's a lot of fun. I've been fortunate enough that my favorite game mode, Alliance Battle, I was able to find an alliance, which is one of the top tier alliances, and been able to join them. I'm not like one of the top players, but I usually end up in the top 500 at the end of a AB season, so not terrible player either. But regardless, I noticed in the forums a post where there was feedback given to Netmarble about the new Infinite Battle, and I wanted to share my opinion on that. Before I jump into that, though, I wanted to share my few thoughts on the Crystal Vault, because I did give my opinion on this in the past, and I'm not saying that Netmarble listened to me specifically, but I would like to hope that my voice added to this change. The previous Crystal Vault had the lowest reward, which is the most common, being gold. Now, for your average player, crystals are more valuable, but even for someone like me, who's also a Star Creator, I would prefer crystals too. Now, I was unfortunate enough to only get the 10 crystals each time I pulled, which is 30 crystals a day, but I am very happy with 30 crystals a day versus having gold, which for my account, I just don't need. So yeah, I'm huge shout out and praise to Netmarble for the new Crystal Vault having nothing but crystals in it. That is freaking awesome and fantastic. Now, when it comes to Alliance Battle, which again is my favorite game mode, like this is the game mode that I like to play all the time. And I heard they were doing overhauls and changes. Now, being a Star Creator and somebody who also spends money on top of that, I try to keep up with all the uniforms. I look at all the rotations. I'm in an AB Alliance, so I get some of the best rotations from some of the best players in the game. One person who I actually talk to on a regular basis is, I believe, in the top 20. Actually, two of them are in the top 20. They're in my Discord. So we like to talk about strategy and rotations and different ways of building characters and teams and what are the best CTPs and all this type of stuff. So I have a lot of fun with this, and I try to push it as far as my account can handle. And I've got a reasonably decent account that I've spent quite a decent amount of money on, because again, it's a fun game, so I enjoy it. When it comes to Alliance Battle, normal, in my opinion, is a complete waste. I wish I could completely skip it. I just autoplay it, and then I focus on ABX, which is Alliance Battle Extreme, and ABL, Alliance Battle Legendary. So those are my two favorites. I haven't run today yet. I'm going to be running here. I don't mind the change up. I don't mind having different folks that you have to build. It's for someone like myself who likes to go through and build different characters and play with different strategy and stuff. Like, I'm not hurting on tier 4 characters. I've got quite a few CTPs that I've collected. They're giving out more CTPs lately as well, so it makes it a lot easier. I've got, 49 tier 4 characters here. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing okay. But here's the thing. This brand new Infinite Battle, I love it. Absolutely love it. The reason I love it is kind of multifold. First and foremost, for somebody like myself who's grinding and playing every single day, not playing 3 different game modes, including waiting for one, the normal mode, which, at least for me, I understand new players is challenging, but for someone like me, it's kind of pointless. The other 2 game modes, I'm playing 2, and I'm usually playing multiple times. Now, the top players, my 2 buddies who are in the top 20, and always rank in the top 20 at the end of the seasons, they will play, 30 to 50 times just ABX, and then they'll do another 30 to 50 times on just ABL to try to get the top scores. Us who focus on AB, and I kind of casually do it more than they do, but I still love it. It's still my favorite game mode. But those of us who are trying to push to the max will play multiple times. Like, I'll play 5 to 10 times sometimes, but I'm not doing like the 20 to 30, but they try to push it as far as they can. So that takes time, especially with 2 modes. So the thought of combining all of our efforts into one, now I'm finding myself doing more like 10 runs to 20 runs. I'm more willing to do that with one mode. But even with my lack of pushing like they do, having one mode is pretty cool. But there's also something gratifying about it. Instead of this beast that's unkillable, it's all these world boss legendaries that you're just taking out over and over and over and over and over again. There's also the mechanic with the purple attacks. If you haven't played it before, you don't know how to play it, the purple attacks will make them basically invulnerable for damage for a while, so you want to avoid the purple attacks. Trying to time that is kind of tricky, but once you get it down, it's super gratifying. The fact that they're being eliminated, it feels very rewarding, in my opinion. Like up to 20 million roughly for my account, up to 20 million, they're pretty much dying in a single rotation, just popping off left and right. And I just think it's super fun. And I'm going to pop it up here. There's different days, of course. Open day is usually one of the easier. I'm finding one of the better teams to be Storm here, and then I'll usually take Cyclops and Dazzler. Now, of course, like I said, I've got all the uniforms, I've got CTPs and stuff, so for me, it's going to be a little bit different than your average person. Let's see if I can find Dazzler really quick here. I know Cyclops at the top because he's a tier 4. There's Dazzler. We'll put her over here as the support, and I'm going to use Cyclops as lead. Anyone who does open mode, it almost seems like Storm was made for this mode. I score a little bit higher with her than I do with others. Now, just as a comparison, I think, what was it, 37 million or something my buddies are getting? I'm barely doing 27 million. They're doing like 10 million over me. A really well-built account will just skyrocket the score. But just to pop in a little training mode, just to show you, and I'm not going to try to push my score super high, but I just want to showcase this, because here's my problem. Netmarble is going to reduce this to 1 day a week. In my opinion, it should be 3 days a week. Could they make it more difficult? Yes. Do I want them to make it more difficult? No. I like getting the rewards that I do. But if they were going to give me a choice, if it was my choice specifically, Blaze, make a decision for the entire Marvel Future Fight community. We can either, 1, drop all the rewards and keep it 2 days a week, or 2, keep it 2 days a week and make it more difficult, or 3, keep it the exact same way it is and drop to 1 day a week. I personally would prefer 2 days a week with more difficult. I would rather not get all the rewards and keep my 2 days a week. That's how much fun I have in this game mode. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but that's how I feel about it. So anyway, check this out. Let's just watch, right? Look at that. Look at them just fall away. Now, if you do World Boss Legendary, which I do, I don't push it as hard as some do, but if you're like pushing World Boss Legendary, some of these, especially the World Boss Legendary bosses, are a pain in the butt to destroy. So to see them fall off like this, I can't help but smile. It's just like, finally kicking your butt. I mean, yeah, you can do stage 1, but a lot of us, if you're going to play it, you're going to be pushing as high as you can go. I don't always push because of the restrictions. This is, this is nice to be able to use any team technically that I want. I feel like Storm's almost designed for this, like I said, because of her 1, allows you to dash out of the way if you store that up when they're about to do the purple strike. And like I said, this is going to continue to happen like this with a single rotation. Most bosses, they're not going to get into that red stage where that bar is building up in red until, this might be too loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. They're not going to get into that stage with the red until I'm at about 20 mil for my account. So if your account can't do this, don't be frustrated. It's all about the build. So combination of cards and swords, character builds, what CTP are you using, what rotation you're using, the team you're using, do you have the uniforms? There's a lot that goes into this game and a lot that can impact play. So I understand for the average player, this might not be that difficult. Or I mean, this might be majorly difficult for the average player. For whale players, I honestly think that this is probably overly simplified, which is why I think making it a little bit more difficult could add to it. See, now I'm at 20 million. Now we're probably going to end up getting to that red bar. But, I mean, that's all you're doing. I mean, you're just pretty much the first 20 million. You're just hammering away at them. And then you have this little bonus thing they added to the right. So even when you run out of time, if you're still doing damage, you're going to get this extra time bonus, which, again, is super satisfying to me. I don't know. To me, this game mode here, especially for loving how AB plays on a whole, and I wish we could use any character in the game. And I've said this in other videos before. See, he almost got to there. Almost there. I wish that you could build the character that you want and choose a cosmetic uniform separate from their skills so that people could play who they want to play. So if you wanted to play Hulkling as an example, because I know Hulkling is one of the weaker characters in the game, so you gotta watch out for the purple. Move out of the way so you don't get attacked, because if you get hit by that purple, they won't take any damage here. So 23 million finally. So I got to be careful. Now watch this. Right there, 1 zaps out of the way. That's what I'm saying. She's almost designed for it. And her 6 will keep playing to the next boss. So if you do an eliminate a boss, that 6 will keep taking effect into the next boss, which is actually kind of cool, which I enjoy a lot. But as I was saying, like for AB game modes and stuff like that, this is just. I wish you could use any character, but even though you can't use any character, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with using the meta. That's fine. That's how the game's been for years. That's just the design of the game, and that's fine. So I don't mind using Storm. I mean, granted, for me, it's easier because Storm is one of my favorite X-Men characters. Not my favorite, but definitely ranks up there. So it's, yeah, this is just really cool. All right, we got a purple attack coming again. I got a little bit of time because he's going to do the red burst first, and now I can pop in my 1 here, and then just move out of the way, not get hit. There we go. I have to focus now. I think I hit 28 million. Ooh, might get hit there. Nope, got him. Yeah. See, now I'm out of time, but look what's happening. I'm still doing damage, and I can still play because even though there's my 28 million right there. Because even though I'm out of time, you see that gold bar on the right? I'm given some extra time. Now I'm going to save my 1 here so that I can dash out of the way if I can. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. I thought he was going to get me for a second. He was untargetable for a minute. Yeah, and this is a low score, like I said. Some of the top players are doing 30 plus easy. They're doing almost 10 million more than me, which is absolutely insane. But I don't mind. It doesn't bother me one bit. And that's what I'm saying. Like we call them whales. Oh, I'm stuck in the corner. Oof, I don't know if I got hit there. No, I didn't, because he wouldn't be losing hit points. Accidentally dodged out of the way of that one. Ooh. Oh, no, I almost got it. Okay, there you go. So 28.3 million, not too bad. 31 bosses killed. 31 times. Well, at least 30, because I reached 31. I killed world boss legendary characters like 30 times. And that little 2-minute window. To me, that's super gratifying. The game mode plays nicely. It feels fun. It's enjoyable to play. I usually play on an emulator, but because of the lag, I have to switch to my phone and then stream it to my computer. And I'm willing to do that for AB because it's just that much fun of a game mode to play. So if Netmarble has a chance to see this, or if you see this and you feel like getting on the forums, I would recommend getting onto the forums, getting onto the update where they're saying they're reducing this down to 1 day a week. And I would share your opinion. You might not care. You might be okay with that. And that's fine. I don't mind. You are entitled to your own opinion. But if you're like me and you would prefer to keep it 2 days or 3, voice your opinion. If enough of us speak up, and don't be a jerk about it. You don't need to be an asshole to these folks that made this great game that we all enjoy playing. Just share your opinion politely. Just say, hey, can we keep it 2 days? I would prefer to keep it 2 days. I think that's what my forum post actually was. I said something along the lines. I thought I posted a link to it in my Discord. Yeah. So all I said was this. I, for one, love the new Infinite Challenge mode relay battle and would prefer more of it, not less. Straight, simple, to the point, shares my opinion without being a jerk to the devs who brought us this game that we all enjoy playing. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I've got to say. That's my opinion. Thanks for hearing me out. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts below. Go down to the comments, thumb up the video, like, interact. If you want to catch me on Twitch, I'm on Saturdays when I do give away crystals for crystal coupons. When I do get them, I give them away in stream, usually based upon folks that interact. So dropping by doesn't help, but if you pop in and say, hey, I wouldn't mind some crystal coupons, and then talk and interact and just talk about your enjoyment for the game, I usually pass them out there. And if I don't have any crystal coupons, you can still come hang out and ask for advice on the game. I don't have all the answers, but I'll give you my opinion, and I've got some really cool veteran players that'll also share their thoughts as well. So anyway, enjoy your Marvel Future Fighting. Have a great one, and get out there and share your opinion. See you in the next one.